Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Notes hit strong, oaky, smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today we're going to dive into what is the best bourbon or whiskey to have during the holidays, right? Holidays coming up, you got Christmas, New Year's, you got some drinking to do. This is kind of how it goes during the holidays, right? I got water all over my desk. I'm not just patting myself down. I'm over here what the is happening? Anyways, so we're going to dive into what I think are some the top 5, at least in my collection, and it's obviously with my palate. What do I prefer to drink during the holidays? So we'll go over that, and also kind of go over what I think is probably one of the better gifts to give for somebody that likes bourbon or whiskey. So I'll give you kind of a couple options. Nothing too crazy, but welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Glad to have you. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe. If you are new, well, let's go ahead and dive in. I got a little drink to start off the night, a little whiskey ginger. Just a little warm up, you know? But anyways, so let's start off with the most anticipated, right? Everybody knows I was going to choose this one, but it's going to be the Woodford's Double Oak. Now, the Woodford's Double Oak, when I think of winter, right, holidays, I'm thinking old fashions, I'm thinking smoky, I'm thinking toasted. That's kind of the vibe that I typically am going to go for during the holidays, especially if it's cold. And granted, Florida, this winter or this holiday season is not going to be cold. It was, but not no more. So a little touch and go there. But we do, I am going to put Woodford's Double Oak on the list. Makes it mean old fashioned. I also think it's, relatively low proof. So I think a lot of people that would come over have drank it. Hence why this bottle's almost gone. I have to get another. So I'm looking for the single barrel ones. Obviously a little slightly higher proof. So, kind of to go with that, right? Obviously up at the top, you can see I have a little check mark, little box that we're going over. The first one's more of just the Double Oak vibe, right? So I also would put the Peerless Double Oak in that same category. If you can find this one, and people that you're drinking with aren't scared of a little bit higher proof, then I think this one's a solid pickup as well. A little bit more pricier than the Woodford's, but definitely, in my opinion, slightly better. I love Woodford's, don't get me wrong, but turned into a little bit of a proof whore, if you will. But this one's good. Again, both of them have a little chocolate vibe to them. They got the oaky vibe, kind of what you want around the holidays. That, and I haven't anybody disagree that they didn't want these whenever they got the cocktail. So those are the first quote-unquote 2. And now we got to break into a little bit of a rye, right? What could you make your whiskey ginger with, right? Or some of you guys like your old fashions or Manhattans made with a rye whiskey. Now, I like a little whiskey ginger. I'd rather my old fashions be sweet, smoky, rather than a little bit of that spice action. But there is nothing wrong with that. So next up is going to be Sazerac Rye. Now, with excluding the 90 proof, I think the 100 proof or the full proof, if you can get your hands on it, are well worth it. I burned through the full proof. I'm already burning through the 100 proof that I just picked up. It's almost gone. So if if you're looking for a rye or a lower proof or lower price bottle in the rye section, I think these are both good pickups for that. And it kind of gives you a little bit of Christmas vibes with the earthy notes, a little bit of the mint. It's sweeter, granted, so approachable. And again, I think it's one of those bottles where if you have people over for Christmas or Christmas Eve or New Year's, whatever you want to do, I think that bottle is going to be relatively liked by most people. So Very bourbon friendly-esque, but now we got to dive into kind of a little bit more Christmasier, right? When I think of Christmas, besides the oak vibes, if I was thinking rye, I'm thinking full-blown Christmas trees, right? I'm gonna slide this over here for a minute. So full-blown Christmas trees to me is going to be this Redwood Empire Rocket Top. Now, granted, the Rocket Top is which one do I have? I have batch 4. I believe they're already on like 5 or 6. So this one has a little bit of wheat, a little bit of malted barley in the mash bill. Obviously 100 proof, but the rye just comes through a lot more spicier, a little bit more mintier, and just kind of gives it, I'm not going to say pine. Pine isn't a note I typically get in whiskey, but it kind of gives you a little bit of that pine tree Christmas vibes to it. This one's really good in an old fashioned when you kind of lean more into that spice vibes, right? There is a pre-mix cocktail syrup from Elijah Craig that's like a rye spice one. You pair that with this, game over for a little spiced old fashioned. So to each his own on that one. But again, solid pour as well. Everything I'm naming off, by the way, I would 100% drink neat. But typically, you know, I think of holidays, and I think most people are going to go gravitate towards some kind of cocktail, in my opinion. So now, to kind of go off of that, right? We've named off a little double oak. We've named off some rye, and I think we have to give a little toasted a shout out. And you can't do a toasted and not have like a name brand, because a lot of people, especially newer people to bourbon, they don't really like the toasted stuff. It's too harsh. So if you pick up something like the Jack Daniel's single barrel heritage barrel, this is the obviously the new one that came out this year. This is toasted. This gives you everything you want in like a little campfire feel, right? It's got the s'mores and chocolate vibe to it. It's got a little toasty toast. So obviously it's bringing that oak and that char into it, but on top of that, 100 proof, semi-approachable to most people. And if somebody looks at your bar and they don't know what they're drinking, right? They're brand new, they'll grab the Jack Daniels. Everybody knows who Jack Daniels is. Maybe not everybody knows what Redwood is, but they're going to know what Jack Daniels is. And if they don't, show it to them, right? That's just how it goes. Real quick, let me get the chat going before we go over the last one. Bourbon Day says the best kinda, is the one I drink when I'm not working all this OT. Cheers. I guess Bourbon Daddy's working a little overtime. Cheers, bud. Hopefully work's going good. Liz says, cheers, boys. Sexy B in the chat says, good evening. Good evening. That was too professional. I feel like you're wearing a suit now. Anyways, so Jack Daniels, solid, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, kind of grabbing into the last one, I tried to stick away from like the allocated stuff for a list like this, because I could name off 10 allocated bottles, well, that would be great during the holidays, because they're great anytime. That's not the vibe I'm going for. I'm going for a little bit of holiday, and then I'm going for what my personal preference is, right? And I think if I was going to pick out a bottle that costs a little bit, you know, a little bit extra cheese, if you will, I would go towards the Old Forester 1924. This one's got like cinnamon, chocolate, vanilla, caramel. It's got all the sweet notes, and it's bringing a little bit of that 100 proof, 10-year age. It's good, but it's very much dessert vibes. I don't know. Maybe I'm like a fat kid at heart, or in real life, granted. And I like the dessert stuff around the holidays, right? Most of these, besides the rye, have a little bit of a chocolate note to them, along with they're fairly sweet. Even the ryes in this list are a little bit sweeter, right? Now, I was going to put the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye in here. That's a given. I would drink that any time of the year, which I have, but I'm currently out. So it didn't make the list because of that. But it'd make the list if I had it, just so you know. Sexy B says, what's up, what's up? How's everyone's night? Sexy, I don't know. It's quiet in here tonight. They're just listening to me, apparently. Guys, if you're just now tuning in, let me know what you're sipping on. Also, drop a like on the stream. Welcome. But again, this one, I think it's one of those brands that a lot of people know. Most of these, if not all of these, besides the Peerless, are under 100 proof. I look at it in multiple ways. One, easy to sip on, make decent cocktails. Won't necessarily break the bank. These two are probably the more expensive ones. The Jack Daniels and the Old Forester, ranging somewhere around 70-ish bucks. I don't even remember the price of this one, but I know it's like 100 and something. But I also think they're approachable for most of the guests that would come over. And then, if you're feeling froggy, let them into the rest of your collections. So that is kind of the wrap up of what I think the best bottles around the holidays are that at least I own currently. Now I may differ a couple here and there, but for the most part, this is really what I'm drinking. Now I may switch up some of the double oaks and maybe go towards like Barrel Foundation Double Barrel, a little Lucky 7. If I'm with people that don't really care to drink bourbon, they're just drinking a drink, maybe a little Jim Beam Double Oak, stuff like that. Those are the kind of vibes that I go for around the holidays. Now, as far as what I think really like a really good value gift, in a sense, would be to give somebody, especially if they're somewhat newer, or even if they have a decent collection. I don't think you can go wrong with a Woodford's Double Oak. It's moderate price, so you're not paying for like the cheapest bottle in the world, but it also means you're trying to not grab the bottom shelf, you're grabbing that mid shelf, which I think is fair for a gift. Around 50, 55 bucks, depending on where you get it. I think that's a really solid gift. That, and I don't know anybody that's in bourbon, new or not, that says, oh, I don't like that bottle. So you could be the first if you say it now, but until now, I haven't heard anybody say they didn't like it. And then for a rye option, granted, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye would be perfect. But if they're newer, probably not, and it's a little bit higher price. So I would go Sazerac Rye, preferably 125 proof, but 100 proof, just as good. Not just as good. Don't let me say that. Just as good if they don't care about proof. So those would be the two that I would choose to kind of give away as gifts if if I was gifting some bourbon this year. Bourbon Lover in the chat says cheers. Cheers, buddy. Welcome to the stream. North Florida says cheers. Cheers. So that is kind of the rundown so far. Now, probably gonna taste a couple of these because kind of the whole point, Now, let me know which stream you're watching on, because we are running a dual stream right now. We have the wide version, and then of course we have the up and down version, right? I'm doing in the beta program for YouTube where you can do both right now. So I'm just testing it out, see how it goes. I'm not sure if I like it because it's a little bit harder to operate, but you never know. But we did set up a second angle, right? A little bit different because I couldn't do the dual, right? So we have camera number 2. You know what I mean? Different. I have to kind of like turn and face you for this one. It's not completely different, right? But granted. Alex in the chat says, yo, hey. Oh, he said, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Welcome to the stream, baby. Happy Friday. That's getting watered down. So let's slide these bottles over here. You know what? Let's do a little Woodford's Double Oak. This bottle's got to go anyway. You know what I mean? But what was it? Thanksgiving? I think people came over Thanksgiving and really did a number on this one because it was halfway, and then people came over. They wanted shots or something. I thought they wanted pours. I just misread the situation, and it got out of hand pretty quick. So I didn't take shots, but they did. So that is on them. I just dropped the drop. I'm all over the place today. You know what I mean? You ever just all over the place? You know what I mean? Like when you don't go that. I don't English that well today. You ever dive into the nose of Woodford's Double Oak, or just Woodford's in general? Like it has that distinct Woodford's like vibe to it. It's just like I could pick this out in a blind every day. I don't know how old that bottle is, but it can't be that old. I kind of go through that one a little bit, but that one had a lot more like dark chocolate notes to it just then. And I don't typically get the dark chocolate notes. It's usually like cocoa. I guess you could kind of substitute that for dark chocolate. Now, I don't know if you guys were here last year, about 365 ago. Well, this is the 2-year anniversary of the channel. That was yesterday, actually. But this time last year, we were making hot chocolates, like boozy hot chocolates, and we were putting Woodford's Double Oak in it. This is money for a boozy hot chocolate, by the way. A little pricey to do that with it, but it is what it is. But that just instantly reminded me of that stream when we made those. I think we used bourbon cream, Woodford's Double Oak, and I think we got done with it too. And you put like the vodka whipped cream on top, because I don't know anybody that makes whiskey whipped cream, but maybe we should make our own. So, anyways, what are you boys sipping on tonight? What are you drinking? What's the vibe for you guys? The stream is kind of strange, like from my side. Like when I'm looking at both, like it's just, you know what I mean? It's different. It's hard to pay attention to both. I also had to set it up weird so that way I would somewhat be in the center, because they just crop it. I can't like get fancy with it. I get multiple angles in, but I can't dual camera it. But yeah, so let's do, there we go. Now I'm back on the main one. Anyways, who's watching the fights tonight or the games? There's a shit ton of games on tonight. What you got? Alabama versus Oklahoma. You got the Jake Paul fight tonight. I need Joker in here. I know he likes to bet. Last Jake Paul fight, I think, with Tyson, me and Joker, I think we bet a bottle of Redwood Empire. I think I put money on Tyson too. Like, how'd I lose? I don't know. All right, let's slide this over. Let's do a little bit of, I'll do Old Forester next. Old Forester. The 1924. So, anyways. I knew that cork was gonna be a little touch and go there. What the fuck? Something. That one is going up to the side. I don't know what was in that. Anyhow, so Old Forester 1924. I can't remember the price. That part's killing me. I think it was 120 when I got it, or it was on sale. I know it was from Shores. I just can't remember what I got, because I bought this the same time as I got the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye for like the first bottle that I purchased, which is a long time ago. But granted, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, like chocolate cinnamon rolls. You get the cinnamon pretty heavy on the back. It kind of comes in sweet with like vanilla caramel and like this, like, not like heavy chocolate, but a little soft, little chocolate drizzle, right? Fat kid for sure. But a little chocolate drizzle action. And then it's just sweet. I wish it had a little bit more giddy up, like proof. Like if they made it like 124 proof, that'd be probably perfect. Because the viscosity of it from like the age is on point. Fairly oily, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's what you kind of get from like a 10-year Old Forester product. Like it's not going to miss on that aspect. 100 proof, it's the only part that's a little tough, if you will. So, I didn't turn that up. Anyways, let me adjust two things. Bear with me. Chris in the chat says, cheers, call me old fashioned. Cheers, bud. Welcome to the stream. Let me know what you're sipping on. I'm going to have to go back. Just messing with my settings. If you, Christian, which stream are you watching on? You watching on the wide or are you watching on the tall? Because I'm doing both currently. It's all the same thing too. It's all the same chat. It should be. So if I'm not seeing your chat, go to the other stream and then let me know. Because it's supposed to merge it into one. And I can only see the one. There we go. Christian says, I'm watching on the wide stream. You watching these fights on Netflix? I just got done with my quote-unquote professional portion of the stream. I was going to pull it up, but I didn't. I was running kind of late to the stream. I'm not sure if I'm logged in on my computer, so if not, probably won't be. But oh, no, I'm logged in, so we're good. Oh, shit. How do I mute it? How do I mute it? Copyrighted. Oh, shit. All right, let's just do this. There we go. All right, let's minimize that for a second. Now we're getting it set up properly, boys. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right, now I have the Jake Paul fight in the corner of the screen. Sexy P says, I'll be back. I'm gonna grab some tacos. I just got done eating tacos. Hell yeah. Bro. It sounds like a Taco Tuesday on a Friday, but make sure you grab enough for the whole class. I'm just saying. It's like you don't walk in here with McDonald's being like, look what I got. The whole class wants something. It is hot in this room, though. So who do y'all have during this fight? Y'all got, do y'all have Jake Paul? Are we going with Anthony? Like, what's the vibe? Isn't it Anderson Silva fighting somebody too? Who's the other guy? Tyrone Woodley, right? There we go. All right, turn the volume on a little bit so I can hear it. How many tacos each? We're not greedy. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 each, we're fine. Silva KO'd Woodley. Damn, I'm that late. I thought it started at like 10 o'clock or something. That's crazy, though. Silva can box, though. Woodley's, I don't know, bro, because he was good in the UFC and then he just fell off, like, lost all confidence. Who knows? Who knows what happened to him, really, but. Will it let me scroll back and watch that, you think? Or is it just live and I can't do it? All right, let's put this here. Who knows? Do y'all have little bets going though? And the other thing, let me pull that up too. We'll just turn in the fucking Sports Center. Yeah, Alabama versus Oklahoma right now, 17-17. I think it's halftime, but I can't tell. There's all types of games going on tonight. The Panthers just lost to the Carolina Hurricanes, which is brutal to watch. It is halftime for the Alabama game. Then you got the Jake Paul fight on. The Miami Heat was playing earlier. Alabama game. There's all types of stuff going on tonight. So I was hesitant to even go live because I was like, I could be watching this, you know? I could be dialed in. But I figured that I was going to watch the fight. We could watch it together. So, where's everybody's money at? Were they putting it on Jake Paul or who are we putting it on? Let me see. I'm going to pull up that card. I don't want live updates. I want the fucking card. All right. Yeah, okay. So I guess a lot of it was prelim stuff then. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. Anderson Silva versus Tyron Woodley. If that's already passed, are we on the main event or who are we on? Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, we have the girl fight. Trav says date night, but we hear. I mean, you told her I was coming, right? Like, I was part of the date. Go ahead and order me an old fashioned, Trav. You pick. I'm not picky. You pick it. You're buying, you know. Let's do Mini Glen for old Jack Daniels here. I didn't care for this Mini Glen too much, to be honest. What was it, last week I tried it? Now, granted, normally I would go live next week, but I'm not going to go live again unless it's like a spur of the moment type of thing and there's a reason. The next live stream is going to be the New Year's Eve live stream, which is our annual, like, bigger live stream. So make sure you guys turn the bell on so you get notified then. Where's the split view? Trav, are you on the tall? Are you on the up and down? Because there's a way you dual it right now. So I'm doing wide and I'm doing up and down, but I haven't seen anybody yet come in from the up and down. So you can't customize it when I'm doing it like this. So that part kind of, I didn't like that, but I'm still in the beta phase, so I'm getting to test it for YouTube. Bourbon Therapy says, guess who's back? Back again.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Hey, welcome back, baby. Happy Friday. Where's the split view? Hurry, she went to the bathroom. Pour one for me. I got you. Little Jack. Cheers. She went to the bathroom. She's going to be a while. Don't worry. She's going to be a minute, my boy. I see now. Heck yeah. Yeah, so guys, if you're just now tuning in, YouTube said, hey, you're streaming both ways. Here's your beta thing. So we get to test out doing both at the same time. Wide and the tall, up and down, like shorts view. Now, normally I dual camera and I have like multiple things going on, but all they do in this beta thing is they just crop it, right? But the chat from both streams are merged into one where you guys can see it, I can see it. Kind of just allows it to be one cohesive stream, just people watching it which on whatever platform or version that they prefer more. So it's cool. We did break out a second angle. You know what I mean? Something a little bit different. I can't see because the game's in the way, but it sucks. Is like the shorts view can't see the entire setup. They get to just see just me, you know, which for you guys not that bad, but you know, So, but if you're watching on the Y, you can now see my mess that's over here, where I got my little Ninja slushy machine and my cocktail section and the mess where I throw all my bottles. So, you know, we would like to swap up the angles every once in a while. But that was also too, because if I did a bottle angle, that thing would be super close up for him. That would just not be fun. Trav says, take the like button out for dinner, wine and dine, take it home, bend it over, smash. Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do to the like button. Maybe the subscribe button, you know? If you're new and you haven't subscribed, we're trying to hit 4,000 before the end of the year. And we really got this stream and one more because I don't have anything else to post. I'm saving it all for next year at this point. So the New Year's live stream, I think it'll be good unless all hell breaks loose. So you never know. So if you're new, drop a like, subscribe. Oh wait, where did the thing go? Bourbon Therapy says, guess what? I just scored my boy. 2023 Jack Daniel's Twice Barrel Heritage Rye and the 9-year Elijah Craig Hazmat Store Pick. Did you spend your life savings, or like how bad did it hurt? You know what? You probably didn't even really want that Twice Barrel Heritage Rye. You might as well just give that to me. The Elijah Craig's good too, but you deserve to have at least one. You know, it's Christmas time. You can just send it to me. It's fine. I'm not picky. I don't like this little Glen. Like, it's cool. Like, but to actually drink out of, I'm not really like. I'd much rather have the other Glen or the wooden Glen. Ooh, we should do that. Bro, these intros. I feel like I've been watching the intros to this fight for like a half hour at this point. What are we doing? Just get them out there. Half the day over here doing a walkout. Just come on, get out there. They got to get close to 10:30 for the start time. So if they go out there and it's a quick fight, you know what I mean? That's commercials probably. What song are they playing? Old Man Saturn says, Whiskey Stream. Found my spot. Welcome to the stream, baby. Happy Friday. We've gotten into a couple things already, but it's also the anniversary of the channel, so we might have to drink something pretty good. I mean, all of it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I do want to break into this Rocket Top a little bit. So, you a collector? I mean, it depends on what you mean by collector. I like to have a bunch of bottles, but I don't own a single bottle that's not open. So I drink them all. I don't think I'll be able to finish them all by myself, though, if that makes sense. Like, at one point or another, I'm going to have to throw a party and let people come ransack the bottles to really finish them off. But, yeah, there's not a single... Actually, there is one bottle in here that's not open. And it's the Traveler's Whiskey, because I already have one. And then Buffalo Trace sent me one that was signed, and I said, I'm not going to open that. That's the only one that's not open. But everything else is open. Kristen says, I think they had to kill time because Woodley got dropped in round 1.2. Bro, I found a Willet Purple Top 4-year for $60. You sure it was a real Purple Top? Jerry in the chat. Jerry, welcome back. Baby says, hey, y'all, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. What are you sipping on, Jerry? I know you got something good. That's realistic whiskey collection. You're not wrong. You know, some people collect whiskey and they don't drink it, which is crazy to me. Because I was like, why would you spend that kind of money? Because some of this stuff's really expensive, you know? And for me, I'm always like, if I was going to spend that kind of money, I'd want to enjoy it. Like, what am I paying for it for? But, you know, to each his own, I guess. Oh, I put the Rocket Top bottle back. I'm stupid. This is what I'm drinking. Let me get some of these out of here. So, Bourbon Therapy says, Christian, that's MSRP for those, I believe. I don't I don't know what they are because I'm not really that big of a Willet fan in general. Ever since I had that one Willet rye, I was kind of turned off. But I probably should revisit it because that was like the bottle that made me not want to drink rye, and now that's like probably one of the main things I drink is rye. The whiskey gingers, bro, they do me in. So it's been good. Been good on the rye. I've been liking rye lately. Don't sue me. I haven't drank that many old fashions, though, I will say. Like, normally, that was like my go-to. But I've kind of dialed them back. It's just like I like sweet old fashions, but I don't like that they kind of give me a little bit of a hangover. Not a fan of that. I don't even have to drink that much. I'm just getting old, you know? I'm getting up there. I know some of y'all are going to be like, you're not as old as me. I get it. But I'm getting there. Oh, yeah. It's been a minute since I had this bottle. It's fantastic. I forgot how much I like that one. Jerry says he's sipping on some Pinhook 9-year vertical series tonight. I've never had that one. I've had one Pinhook. I don't even know what it was. Somebody had it at like a bourbon drop, and they were like, "Here, try it." And I was like, "Oh, it's pretty good." And then I didn't drink their whole bottle, but like I did a small little dent in it that night. I kept pouring them. It wasn't my fault. Kristen says, yeah, it's MSRP for the 4-year Purple Tops. They are small batches, but I'm still pumped to crack it because no way I'm spending $1,200 for the real Purple Top. See, yeah, I knew it wasn't what I was thinking it was. But hey, I mean, if you like it, it doesn't really matter because, you know, $60 isn't bad in general, in my opinion, anymore. $60 is like the norm. Bourbon Therapy says, Christian, I feel you. I got lucky. My first 9-year Purple Top I found for $250 out the door. Damn, bro, it's still $250. $250. I might need to go to like a bourbon bar and just like have them do like a flight of different Purple Tops to see if it's really like you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna spend the money on all of those bottles, especially if I haven't been a fan of Willet in the past. But get like a flight of like, you know, 4-year, the 8-year, the 9-year, like whatever they have, and just see how much it really is worth it to jump up in price. Because is the 5 extra years worth 5x the price? You know, it could be, could not be. That's one for somebody with a bigger bankroll than me. So if you want to know the difference between like a 2-year and a 4-year, still Austin, I got you. I got a couple good ones, but I usually find a lot of my like crazier stuff for like MSRP or raffles and stuff like that. The wife was like, how many like really crazy bottles did you buy this year? I was like, I bought a handful, but I didn't buy at crazy prices, like super insane prices. I think one of the more expensive ones that really weren't as worth it comparably is the Woodford's Double Double. And that was the one I was hyped for the most. All right, finally the fight started for the 2-girl fight now on this Jake Paul card. I don't know how to pronounce those names. I'm not going to try, but you know, you got the red shorts and the black and white shorts. So you let me know who your money's on. I'll root for them for you. That's a 12-round fight. Jesus. They're going to get tired. So this one's fantastic, but I will say it's kind of lost a little bit of its like edge, because it used to be like heavy mint, and I really enjoyed that part. But the mash bill on this one is 89% rye, 5% wheat, and 6% malted barley. This is batch 4, by the way, for anybody just tuning in. 100 proof, obviously, bottled in bond. See, on the nose, the mint's still there, but it's just not as like punchy mint on like the actual palate. I probably just need to get a new bottle, but I have so many Redwood Empires that it's kind of hard for me to go buy some other ones, because I really do need to finish off the Redwoods before I dive into buying second bottles, you know. Jerry says, passed on a 4 Roses LE today for $250. I just can't justify that much on a bottle. Called 5 other Bourbon Brothers and they passed as well. It appears a lot of those bottles are outpricing market. So the limited edition Four Roses was like super hyped, like last year and the year before. So I imagine that's why it's more priced around the 250 now. Because wasn't it like 150 last year? I don't remember off the top of my head. I still want one, but 250 is pretty tough. And I also think the proof's a little lower this year too, which it's kind of like the birthday bourbon in my opinion. Like the Old Forester birthday bourbon this year was like under 100 proof. Like, I'm not spending $300 on something less than 100 proof. That just feels a little dirty. I still want it. I want to try it, but I don't want to pay that price. You know. Christian says, I feel like I wouldn't be able to accurately judge a pour in a bar. I feel like it's so much different when you're at home enjoying a pour. You're not wrong, 100%. I do that all the time. If I go to a pour bar and then I buy the bottle and I come home, I'm like, it feels different. Because you get to like open the bottle, you know how long it's been open, nobody's messing with it. So it's definitely a better experience, but I will say like, it's definitely cheaper. Like there's a bunch of things that I go buy like flights of, right? And go try them out. And I'll know like, hey, I don't really care for that much. So I won't really buy it unless the chat starts screaming I need to go buy it or something. So it saves me money that way. But I don't really review it in that scenario. I think it'd be a cool experience. I just don't think it'd be as great for content as I think it might be. But you never know. King in the chat says, heard good stuff about that Redwood Empire. Haven't tried it myself yet. I think you need to. Maybe not this one. Like this is rye, but the Grizzly Beast is also pretty good. Both of these came out like fancy tubes this year. But depending on how new or not new you are to bourbon, Pipe Dream's good for like beginners. And then I'd say like Devil's Tower High Rye Bourbon would be really good for somebody that's like into bourbon. So to each his own. Or the Pipe Dream 101. That's probably a better pick. Better price too. Bourbon Therapy says, call me old fashionedly. You definitely need to go for a 9-year on or up on the purple tops if you ever pull the trigger. But either way, it's hit or miss. Mine 9-year near hazmat and drinks more complex than some 12 years I've had. Okay, I like that. That's how you sell me on something there. Christian says, I packed on a Michter's 10-year rye for $250 today. Did I F up? Probably. $250, I'll buy a Michter's 10-year rye. I believe it's a little bit lower price, but like most people are marking that up, you know? Bourbon Therapy says no, Christian, it's like 170 max in my opinion. See, like, but I never see those. So if I saw it, I probably would pay a little bit, you know? He also said this year's Michter's 10-year was a killer. Dr. Lee. Doctor in the chat. Doc, I need your help. Just kidding. Says Maker's Cellar for $225 felt kind of in the middle for cost, but I'm happy. I don't, you know, Michter's is, or not Michter's, Maker's is kind of hit or miss for me. Because like it's definitely not my favorite like profile. And I don't think I've ever bought or really even had any of the Maker's like expensive lineups. Like I've had Maker's 46 and I've had the Generations of Proof, but beyond that, like I haven't really had any of them. King says, oh yeah, not the biggest rye fan. This is a good like bourbon friendly rye for sure, but go Grizzly Beast first if you want a bottled and bond, or Pipe Dream 101. Those would be like the two better ones for somebody into like more of the bourbon side. Dr. Lee says, got both Redwoods today. Can't wait. Dang, okay. I mean, I love Redwood Empire. I used to talk about them so much, people got annoyed. That's how much I liked Redwood Empire. But I kind of just dialed it back because I reviewed almost every bottle, like one a week for like 2 months, it felt like. Because I have the Grizzly Beast, the Rocket Top, Pipe Dream 101, regular white label, and the cask strength. The Devil's Tower, High Rye Bourbon, Screaming Titan, Van Dusen. I want to try Van Dusen right now because it's the only one I've never fully did like a proper review, because every time I drink it, it's different. Not a single time I've went back to it and been like, that feels the same as last time. And I didn't like it the first time I tried it. I've liked it since, but Jerry says, grabbed a Michter's Toasted Sour Mash the other day. Haven't cracked it yet. Have any of y'all tried it? No, but I passed on it because I didn't know I didn't even know what I was looking at first. Like, I was so confused when I saw it. They're like, hey, you sure you don't want that? And I go, no, I'm good. I don't even know why. I thought it was like like just a regular sour mash or something. I don't remember what I thought it was. But when I got home, somebody was like, no, you should have picked that up. And I go, all right, that was my fault. So it's not there now, but. I'm just spilling bourbon all over the place today. You know what I mean? Like, what a time to do that. Second angle. Bam. Where'd my chat go? Dr. Lee says, I'm in middle Minnesota, so I don't get a lot of variety. There's been a couple people in here from Minnesota. I hear, like, you guys got, like, a decent, like, couple bourbon stores. I don't know, like, what part, so. But Florida's hit or miss. It's either, like, flooded or it's completely empty. There's no in between here. But we do also have Georgia in driving distance here. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. So, like, I could drive to Georgia and I can find a lot of things if I really wanted to. It's just about taking the time, which time is probably the hardest part to really find. So, let's see. See, I didn't angle these cameras properly to, like, be able to swap back and forth without moving things around. Natasha Clark in the chat says, Grizzly Beast is my go-to. It never lets me down. I love Grizzly Beast. Grizzly Beast was my favorite for a long, long time, but I'm basically out, and I'm, like, holding on to, like, the last 2 pours, which is not the way you should, but that's what I did. The Van Dusen, it's like one of those hit or miss ones. This one is a straight rye, but it's a high malt mash. The mash is actually on here. 31% malted barley, 67% rye, and 2% wheat. This is batch 1, 94 proof. I like the label. That's why I got it, right? To be honest, but I don't know. Like, every time I drink it, it's a little different, you know? It doesn't, like, really bring it home for me. And I would say, like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I just drink a lot on streams, and then by the end of the stream, I'm like, this is amazing. But right now, I'm still not that big of a fan of it. Like, it's got good notes. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't hit with what I want, you know? I would not pick up another bottle of this, especially with how touch and go it's been on this bottle for me. But let's see, Pipe Dream 101. I wasn't turning this into a Redwood Empire stream, but I mean, we can do whatever. So this one's Pipe Dream 101. This one, in my opinion, is probably the best value from Redwood. And I said they should have made this bottle before they ever did. I also told them to change their labels. They did, just not in the way I told them. So I even said, like, beforehand, the cast strength was great. The white label is good. The white label is not meant for like hardcore bourbon enthusiasts, in a sense. Like, a lot of people aren't really messing with that bottle. And the cast strength was too expensive, especially for somebody to just jump in and grab, right? If they never had the brand. I was like, if you create a middle ground, 101 proof, right? Then they can. Now, they tweaked the mash bill slightly on this, so it's a little bit different than the white label or the cast strength, but it's basically the same thing. 101 proof was good, but the price was like $50, which was like right in the sweet spot for a lot of people at the time. So I'm here for it. I do think it's probably one of my favorite ones from Redwood Empire. It's really like, on a given day, you go Grizzly Beast, Pipe Dream 101, Rocket Top Rye, and Devil's Tower. Those would be the handful that I would 100% buy again. The other ones I could probably do without. Yeah, I'd probably do without the other ones. Like, I like them, but the ones I would rebuy, that would be it. Jerry says, I got a Zoom membership for the Grands as a convenient way to convince the wife Georgia is only 20 minutes away. Zoo trip, bourbon hunt every time. You're talking about the Jacksonville Zoo? Because we got memberships to that stuff too for the kid. But I can't convince the wife to go there and Georgia. Now, if I say, hey, let's go to North Carolina to see my brother, I can take up through Atlanta the long way. In most cases, he's in Asheville. But if we go that way, bro, there's liquor stores every exit. They all got everything I want. Not everything, but they got a lot. Well, I did a bourbon hunting video, which I don't do a lot of those, but I have one. And at the end, I clipped in a lot of stuff that I stopped at in Georgia. And Eagle Rare everywhere, Weller Green Label everywhere. They had Old Forester 1924 everywhere at that time. That was probably about a year ago now. This Grow Fight kind of sucks. I have it up in the top corner here. Let's get some water. Jesse Lee just subscribed. Jesse, welcome to the family. Jesse, we do go live every Friday at typically 9 to 9:45 Eastern time, somewhere in that window. But I will not be live next week. Next week, we're going to, or not next week, the next live stream is going to be New Year's Eve. We do one every year. We go through the entire bourbon collection. We're going to go through some like awards for best bourbon of the year, best pour of the year, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like our annual thing. So tune in. Akasha says, have you ever been to Southern Spirit, South Carolina? Would love to make a trip. Yeah, fantastic liquor store. Fantastic. I didn't go when they did all the fancy like giveaway bags and all that stuff. I missed that by like a day. But in general, they have a great selection of liquor. To be honest, they had a really great gin collection. I don't even like gin, but they had like a handful of like bourbon barrel aged gin in there, and I ended up picking one up. It's gone. It's gone now. It's been gone, but that was good. That's why I got like 2 Eagle Rares when I went. What else did I get there? My Wild Turkey 70th anniversary when they first came out. That's when I got it. Or something else I got there. Oh, I got Stag. I got Stag there too. I just finished that Stag too. But no, it's a great liquor store. That one's probably the best well-rounded one. But also there was a couple handful off of the interstate in Georgia that I went to a couple museums and they had everything. But for the most part, they all had like a handful of good stuff that were a little bit different as well. Yeah, their bag allocation raffles those are fun. I'd love to go there for that, but at that time I was doing wedding photography and I had a wedding the same day. I was like, mathematically, I can't do it, but it would have been cool. I'll have to go up there just for that one time, I think. The Bearded Dad in the chat says, nowhere good in my town. Have you traveled up to an hour? My local store gives all the good things to judges and lawyers. Bearded Dad, where are you at? Dr. Lee says, sounds good. I'll catch you crashing ice fishing at 5 a.m. Oh, Dr. Lee, have a good rest of your night, bud. Nowhere good in my town. That would be crazy, though, if there was a liquor store just kind of stashing bottles away to give, like, the lawyers and judges and people with, like, a bunch of money. If those people are paying, like, MSRP. If they're just paying, like, ridiculous secondary, then, I mean, those stores are kind of everywhere. Oklahoma. I've never been to Oklahoma. I don't think I've had anybody come in here and be like, where's a hot spot? Oklahoma. Now, I do think you're probably... Texas is fairly good. There's a lot of people in here from Texas. But, granted, Texas is massive. So, like, you could drive for 2 days and still be maybe not even close to the liquor stores that I'm thinking of. That or, bro, Georgia really is, like, one of the hot spots. Georgia and, like, Dallas. Did get 2 10-year hills at a drop last weekend, though. Bro, you get the fuck out of here. He's like, there's nothing good around me. They save it for lawyers. They give it to the judges. I'm over here like, man, that sucks. I'm sorry. He's like, I got 2 10-year hills, bitch. I'm like, bro, I ain't even seen one. I barely even get to see the photos on Instagram. They said, nah, keep it moving. I would stab somebody for a 10-year hill right now. Not really. Bro, I burned through. This year I have drank. There's only one bottle that I've, or one, yeah, I guess you can call it, like one bottle that I have drank, finished, and bought more than 2 of. And that's the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. I think I'm on like my 4th. Like, I love that bottle. Camp for 2 days, better than me. Nah, I couldn't do it. I camped one time. Now, I went early and like stood in line for like an hour and stuff. But I camped one time. I got this one. This is why I made a full video about it. Luckily I did, because I probably never go camping again. I got the 13th Colony Double Oak. But I was like, I went there at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They opened up at like 10. And I remember I got home, passed out. I slept all of Saturday. And I like wasted my entire weekend for like one bottle. Now, granted, it led to me getting the Russell's 15 too from the raffle. But man, like 2 days, there's some people here that camp out 2 days. I'm not built for that. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be able to sleep. So there's somebody here in Jacksonville. He's in the Discord. He went out and camped outside of Total Wine like a day and a half in advance for King of Kentucky. And I was like, I would never. Like a day and a half, like I'm cool with like 6 hours. When we get past 6 hours, like somebody better bring me a camper with some ACs, maybe the game on, or a lazy boy recliner. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta have the works. I'm bougie. I was sitting on, now the one time I did go camping, I was just sitting on my ass on the concrete. I didn't bring a chair. I wasn't prepared. So maybe I got a bad taste from that, but I remember sitting in line and like people kept talking to me and I was just like so checked out. I was like, for the love of God, like let me fall asleep. Like, stop talking to me. They were all excited. We're in the last hour and I'm like drooling on myself. So granted, good for you though. I'm glad you got it. Christian says, scrap in the bottom of the barrel there, huh? I camped 2 days and was still, no, you're still 21st in line? This was 2 hours away in Oklahoma City. Bro, you drove 2 hours, camped 2 days, and you couldn't even break top 10? See, that's what I mean. Like, some people are psychopaths. Like, you're on the border. Like, I'm not, sorry. But, bro, whoever was first probably got there like a week in advance. Like, what is he doing? Well, how did you have that much time? Also, what did you get? Sorry, I was on a tangent there because everybody calls me all the time. They're like, "Hey, like, come to this bourbon drop." Like, and I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, it's dropping in like an hour." And they're like, "No, it's dropping in 4 days." People are lining up. I'm like, "I'm not doing that." Like, how good it would be for the channel, but like, how about y'all do it? Y'all call in. I'll drop a link. Y'all call in and talk all about it, and I'll just listen. I'll live vicariously through y'all or something. I don't know. My back hurts thinking about 2 days outside. Now, if we go camping in like the woods and we can do s'mores and we'll do a fire, maybe drink some beers, jump in the river, like, I'm good for that. Sitting outside a liquor store hoping a cop doesn't pull up and ask you if you're fucking too hammered because everybody gave you samples, a little nerve-wracking. Jerry says, grabbed a Blue Note 248 single barrel yesterday. It's funky and pretty delicious. Okay. They were just talking about Blue Note in here last week. They said it was trash. Not the single barrels, just the regular Blue Note. Correction, Blue Bolt 248. I don't even know what that is. Just be nice to the campers. They like to share those awesome scores. I know. Bro, they're built different. I'm not giving them shit. I'm just saying I can't be one of them. Like, that's not me. The beer dad says, deal. I have another one in the morning. Oh my God. Bro, he's still in line from 2 days ago. We're talking about like, oh, you left the line. Like you got your bottle and left. He's like, no, I've been here for 3 days. Like I haven't left. Caterpillar says, just watched 4 effing ads in a row just to get in here. Did you? Why would there be 4 ads? I didn't do that. You're part of the inner circle. That's funny. Natasha says, I never camped. Just gotten extremely lucky. I love whiskey community though. So I would love to camp out with a bunch of people sharing pours, swapping stories, and favorites. See, that part was so much fun. Right? The beginning of the night, like when everybody got there and people are still excited, everybody's popping out their favorite bottles. I brought this one at the time. I didn't know how serious it was either, too. So I opened it there. But that part was so much fun. And then you get a little bit of buzz, and then you stop drinking as much because you're like, hey, you got to play it cool. And then you get tired. And then I'm just sitting there, just on the ground, just my head's on some weird random guy's shoulder, just falling asleep. You know what I mean? Like that just wasn't my vibe. But it was fun. The store came out, started giving us samples. But that was 2 hours away from my house too. So I knew like when it was done, like I still had a 2-hour drive home. Little reckless. Jerry says, I don't camp either, but I'll bring the camper sandwiches. See, Jerry's already like in 2052. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm not going to camp out, but I'm going to go be best friends with all of them, and I'm going to get to drink everything I want anyway. He's like, here you go. Here's a little PB&J here for you. First in line, you got a little meatball sub, my boy. And then, here's my number 2. Call me whatever you get. I want to know. I'm curious. And then he's like, oh, cool. I got Pappy 23. He's like, wow, that's crazy. You should come over and try it. So... let's put this back. Let's drink. I can't imagine I'm going to be live too much longer, but let's drink some of the some better pours, right? Break into a little E.H. Taylor barrel proof, 127.2 proof. I thought it was batch 14, but everybody keeps telling me I'm right and wrong at the same time. And then we'll break into something else. Beard Dad says, crazy experience for sure. Drink Heaven Hill 19. George T. Stagg. Barrel proof, E.H. Taylor. Hey, I got that one. And all the buff turkey in the world. Those bottles were insane. We had a mutual agreement. We all slept in our cars. See, the one I went to, I think they were a little bit more cutthroat. Because, like, I was standing there. I was first in line. I was first. And I had to piss. And like I had to be like, hey, like you sure we good? If I walk away, they're like, yeah, that's fine. When I came back, they all looked at me a little weird. I'm like, I stood here for like 7 hours. Like I'm gonna piss on myself. So, Bearded Dad says 10 and 10. We'll do it next year. I think if it was a liquor store like right next to my house that did it, maybe I'd venture out and do that again. But I would bring a house. You know what I mean? I'm bringing portable TVs. I'm going to set up a live stream. I'm bringing a mini bar. I'm hiring a bartender. You know what I mean? I'm getting one of those, not the big lazy boys, but like the small ones that fit in the back of the truck. Bringing a projector so we can watch whatever sporting events. Like we'll have to do it all out. But Jerry says, that's a great fucking bottle. My first one in a few weeks ago. Prior, I only had it from camping friends. Somebody just gave this to me. This was a gift. I didn't buy this. So shout out High Top. Little High Top Sports bought it for me. He called me. He's like, hey, you think this bottle is good? I go, yeah, but you don't like high proof, so I wouldn't get it. He goes, but like, is it good? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it's fucking fantastic. I go, I just don't think you should buy it because it's high proof. He goes, all right, cool, I'm gonna buy it. And then he came over. He's like, here you go. So I was like, score. Should have peed on him. I could have. I just didn't. Bro, we still had like 2 more hours. I didn't want to sit in that, Bourbon Therapy says, Bearded Dad, love those type of whiskey folks. I've been blessed to be a part of a great whiskey group here in Wisconsin. See, there's great groups here too, don't get me wrong. It's just some people are cutthroat. See? King Thor says, start your own little burger food truck that serves bourbon drops. See, that's how you make money. I'll be able to claim my first spot because I'm like, I was here. I'm just cooking for you, right? And then I got food. Probably have my own drinks in there. Make sure I have AC. I'll say I'm shutting down to clean the grill, but really I'm just breaking out the cot, taking like a quick 2-hour power nap. You know what I mean? Like I'll be dialed in. I have TVs on the outside. It'd be like a mobile sports bar. Canada got knocked down. Is that the girl? The girl fight? Saved by the Bell? Oh, here it comes. Replay. Oh, yeah. Well, she kind of slipped. Never mind. She didn't slip. Never mind. They replayed it. My bad. No, she ate one to the temple there. It hasn't been that great as from what I've been watching, but that's not why I have it up anyway. I'm here to see Jake Paul either win or get knocked out. One of the two. There was a food truck. We traded drinks for food. See, that's how I lose the food truck, because I would do that, and then I wouldn't be able to pay the truck payment. $1 million idea. You know, King Thor, where you at, bud? What state are you in? I can't remember if you said it already, but we can start our own food truck. Let's do it. I'm a pretty good cook. I can dabble. I can make a mean burger. Or spaghetti and meatballs, too. I would. You know what I mean? Man. I definitely think I would have to try it side by side to like be able to give you a 100% answer here. I think I might like this one more than Stag. Because Stag kind of hit the right spots too, right? It's got the higher proof, you know, it's got the right vibe. But the CH Sealer barrel proof's been money. The Stag is good in old fashioned though. I didn't care for this in old fashioned. I think that might have been my fault though. King Thor says, I'm in Montana. Well, you're pretty kind of far. Kind of far. You know, logistically, I don't know if the food truck works that far apart. See, but you got the ideas. Little burgers for the nighttime, breakfast bagels for the morning. Little coffee, little hash brown as an upsell. Hey, you want 2 hash browns for $5? 2 hash browns for $1? I don't know. That would be your job to figure out the pricing, but you know, I could upsell it too. Like, hey, we can make it a combo right now. Got a little sausage, egg, and cheese, croissant, a little hash brown, and a coffee for $15.99. You know, we'd have to do a $17.92. It'd be the $17.92 small batch combo. You know what I mean? See, I got some ideas. I got a couple. I'm more of an Eagle Rare fan. Hopefully one day I can get Eagle Rare 17. Me too. I personally like Eagle Rare over E.H. Taylor. I'd love an Eagle Rare 17. Now, granted, I've only, before this bottle and like random pours, I only had small batch and Eagle Rare 10. So would I like it as much if I blind it between this and Eagle Rare? You never know. I'm a Stag nut swinger. Okay. But the caramel cherry on those barrel proofs are money. Yeah, so I get more cherry on the Stags than I do this. This has like some cherry to it too, don't get me wrong, but the Snags, Jesus, the Stags are like all cherry. Caterpillar says, wait, let me check something. All right. Jerry says, can we give the Jags some love? I'm a Dolphins fan. Dolphins are in shambles. We finally benched Tua, though. But we're out of the playoffs. Good for the Jags, though. Good for them. They made it to the playoffs. They're going to make it to the playoffs. Caterpillar says, yeah, fuck Montana. What? That's hilarious, though. Yeah, this one's fan-freaking-tastic, though. I also thought it was the rye, though. I don't like how they did the label green, because I thought it was rye. And that's on me. But let's do Still Austin Tanger. It's another one of those pours that are just great. This one's also a little bit different. This one's I mean, I've drank it enough on here. Most people know what it is, but Still Austin Tanger. This is the first edition, not second edition, which just got released. I didn't get the second edition. I'm kind of pissed about it. It released at Total Wine around here too, and nobody told me. So just a little butthurt because I know I'm gonna have to pay secondary again. This one's 106 proof, obviously out of Austin, Texas. This is their cigar blend. It comes in the fancy box. It's got all the fancy packaging, but it is one fantastic pour. I like the 106 proof. I think a little more would have been a little bit better. It's my only knock on it. I think if you went 116, you would have really just punched everybody's lights out. But I can't really complain about this bottle either because it's neck and neck for like one of the best bottles to me this year out of the things that I've had. Bro, guys, just so you know, I am slightly dyslexic. So if you guys are messing with me, drink and be you. Is that what that says? Drink and be you? Fuck. Me be good too? I don't know if you guys are messing with you or you're messing with me. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck's happening there? Christian says, did you ever get that Penelope Apple Cinnamon Old Fashioned? No. And I also heard that they're not going to release in the Florida market. So I'm a little pissed about that because I'm not like dying for that one. I want to try it. I hear it's so, but I still want it. I still want to try it. Jerry says, oh, I bet that's tasty. Jerry, you make friends with the right people. I'll let you try it, you know, as long as I don't finish it off first. Bourbon Therapy says, call me old fashioned. Can't wait for you to get the second edition. I hope you get it. It is so much more complex than the first. Blueberry cobbler, bacon spice on the palate. Jesus Christ. No, blueberry cobbler would go pretty good in a bourbon, you know? It would go pretty good. See, this one, like, I know it's different because everybody here is saying these, like, off-the-wall tasting notes. Not that, like, you're wrong or anything. But, like, this one to me, like, it reminds me very much of, like fruit roll-ups. Like, fruit by the foot, right? That's the long one. Whatever the long one is that's in the roll. Like, kind of like candy, red fruit, almost like cherry and strawberry combined with a little old-fashioned cherry just smushed together into a fruit roll-up. But then it kind of goes back to some other stuff, right? It's not just that. That's just that one note that really stands out. But it's still got its, like, basic stuff. Vanilla, caramel, a little bit of cinnamon on the back end of the palate. I'm not going to say tobacco, but it kind of gives you a little hint. And then obviously some oak on there. I don't know if you just said it because and now it's in my head, but like almost like a pie crust on the finish as well. You know what I mean? Like that flaky pie crust. I don't know. It's weird, but it's good. It's just really good. Also, it's like different because this one is obviously out of Still Austin, so it's not aged like super long or anything like that. I don't remember the age on it, but I know it's like what 6 or 4 years, something like that. It's not that long, but it's super complex for that kind of age. Buy it from the Republic in New Jersey. They'll ship it to you. I'll probably just get it from Unicorn Auctions again, to be honest. Jerry says, you said the date and the time. I got a 6-bottle bag and I'll load it up. You probably loaded up with Malort. Hopefully not. That would be horrible. We'll definitely have to set something up eventually. Because I know you got some good stuff. This one's good. That's all I really got that's good, I guess. A lot of people have all of that, but the Still Austin Tanger is probably one of the few that I know people don't really have because I kind of like caught them on a early wave. Bro, they are taking their sweet time. I told you this fight was going to last at minimum to 10:30. And they still got 2 rounds to go. Let's do a little Russell's 15. Right? Let's swap up the angle here. Ooh, camera died. Let's swap her out. I wish it would give me a little alert. You know, a little, hey, what's up? Camera died. Second angle. Pachow. Look at that mess over there. All those bottles just piled up. That's what it looks like at the end of the night. Just a fucking shit show over there. Trying to pull my fight back up. Russell Wilson 15. What? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's a Russell Wilson 15 here. Bourbon country. Let's ride. That's hilarious. You know, we've been getting a little bougier on these streams lately where I've been drinking a lot of the good stuff just because, like, I really don't want this bottle to, like, oxidize and turn to shit without me really fully enjoying it, especially for that kind of money. Because we used to drink, like, Old Granddad 114, like, and Heaven Hill, like, every stream, you know? So, well, let's do some Old Granddad 14 next. That sounds pretty good, you know? What a weird combo to go to those to that, but, you know, let's pull it back over. I always put it back like a psychopath. Just casually brings Russell 15s to the table. Hey, you said you had a 6-bottle bag. I was just like, you know, so this is the 2-year anniversary, by the way, of the channel. So I figured, like, I would enjoy it. Because the first year we had the channel, one, there was 2. Actually, I didn't go live until New Year's Eve. That's why we do the New Year's Eve live streams. But even on the New Year's Eve live stream, the first year was just me and Tux. Me and Caterpillar, or whoever, whatever his name is now. That was it. Those are the only people that were in here. And I was drinking, like, St. Augustine's. I was drinking something else, too. Probably still have it. Oh, I was drinking Michter's. Michter's small batch. And Bardstown. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm lying. I bought Blanton's that year for New Year's. It wasn't that all it's hyped up to be. Fuck, I'm always been bougie. My bad. Natasha says, might have missed this, but what's your favorite bottle you picked up this year? Ah, see, Natasha, you're trying to get a little sneak peek into the New Year's stream. I've kind of kept it locked down. I'll tell you 4, and that because like the 4 is already pretty well known. I like to do the awards. I want to do like the Grammys, you know, like where I pull up the bottles, and then we pick the winner, you know, pull from an envelope. That's a New Year's live stream. I told you, I'm trying to make a hit. So I would say the toss-ups right now are obviously the Russell's 15. I picked this up this year, so this one's up there. The Still Austin Tanger right there with it. Kind of the bottle that I've drank the most this year, which I feel like has to make this cut, at least to make the argument, which is the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. Not like Tanyard Hill or anything like that, just any given one. Now, the proof that I've had most of this year has been 133.5 proof. So I guess you can put that into the category. And then really, like, it can come down to, like, how am I feeling? Like, how do I want to categorize this, right? Because the 13th Colony Double Oak, another, like, really crazy, like, hard to get one. The Russell's 13 could be up there, or maybe even the Jack 10. So I'll let you, like the Russell's, Still Austin, and the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye are going to be the three that I'll give you for now. Because I still have to make my mind up on the last one. But I did buy all those this year. I bought so many great bottles this year. Like I bought a fucking shit ton, unfortunately. And there's been a handful that I absolutely love. But best pickup, best pour, best bottle, you know what I mean? There's so many different ways you can think about it. Just saying that could be a winner. The little Russell's 15. Caterpillar says, happy anniversary. It's our anniversary, Tux. You've been here too. Don't worry. And happy anniversary to you. Jerry says, congrats, bro. Drink the hell out of that. I will. But I'm also trying to savor it too. You know what I mean? So 2 years. Now, this year, I will say, we went live all but maybe like 5. Well, I don't know. I haven't kept count, but I may have missed a total of 5 live streams this year, and I went live every single week. Earlier in the year, we were going live like every day. So we were live a shit ton. So Ampersand Optimus, $125 on Remedy. 15-year buff turkey, finished in about 2 backups after trying it. Every single person I let try a pour ordered one, so complex. A little buff turkey for 125 is really not that bad, because they had a buff turkey like Buckner's 15 or something like that. I don't remember what the year on it was. It was a Buckner's something. Might have been a Buckner's 20, but they're going for like fucking $350, $400. I got your anniversary gift right here. Liz says, you've been here since day 1, Caterpillar, so we love you, and your good nights at 1 a.m. That's funny. Bro, when will this fight end? I've been trying to hang on to the live so we can watch the fight. I was hoping Joker was going to pop in and try to bet me. Is it? There's still another round? Well, Jerry, what's the channel, bro? Drop the link, bud. Don't leave me hanging. I can get you to 9 subscribers right now. I'll just unsubscribe. I'm kidding. Send me a sample? I mean, you just told me I need to buy the bottle, so if it's that good, then I'm gonna have to buy it anyway. Where was it? On Remedy? They're in Georgia? Yes, I'm over 21. Jesus. Let me swap back. That's kind of a weird angle to just sit there and stare at me at. Oh, they got a... Is this a legit site? They got a King Ranch 105 proof Kentucky for $60. They got Weller for 70, Green Label for 70. That's kind of crazy. All right, let's find. Where did he say? Ooh, that looks fancy. I'd never seen that. Just guys, if in case you were wondering, that's what the bottle looks like. It's a hell of a decanter, though. Add to my registry? What is this? It's a baby website? What's happening here? $117 proof? All right, well, I saved it. Chris says they're in the 12th round. They got paid an extra $100K to drag it. 100% they did. I didn't expect them to get knocked out, but you know what I mean? Like, take a bathroom break and end it or something, you know? It's legit. I've seen some weird websites. I did a website test one time, and like, they all sent me the bottle, but a lot of them took really long. The only one that like was quick was Buzz bottles, and that one was they were like full secondary. So I don't necessarily tell people to go buy from there, but they are legit. Natasha says, best bottle this year, Blue Note, cask strength, rye finish in honey barrels. Ooh, it's one bottle that I've been like tempted to buy a couple times, but it's always in like drops or raffles. Like they never just sit on shelves anymore. Just about to try the Cedar Ridge version. We'll see if it stands up. Okay. The only honey, oh wait, that was a rye. Do I have a rye honey finished? All right, we'll save the Russell's 15. Stop being bougie. The only honey finished, I believe, that I have is this one or the Rio from Penelope, and the Rio is kind of whatever. Do I have it, everyone? I have bottles everywhere in here, unfortunately. Sexy B says I'm back. I did just get the Project X Penelope, the one finished in sherry barrels, and I'll tell you, I did something a little weird. I drank it with a cherry Coke Zero. It was actually really good. Not something I only had one because I felt like this is kind of wasting it. But Blue Note was offering it on their website. Don't think about it. Order it. Oh shit, man. I feel pretty strongly about that one. I'll have to check that out if it's on their website. It definitely wasn't like a while ago. Like when it first came out and it was getting a little, I'm not gonna say getting hyped, but a lot of people were like, "Hey, let's get that." Not the regular Blue Note honey, the rye one. The rye honey is the one that I was interested in. The only issue that I have with them, like honey finished in general, is they're a little too sweet. That's why I want the rye, because I feel like the rye is gonna cut through the sweetness some. You know what I mean? Like just gonna balance it really well. Bourbon Therapy says, call me old fashioned. As far as the ampersand goes, I think it's a try before you buy. I have it, and I've gotten mixed reviews for people who have tried a ton of buff turkey. Ampersand was a letdown in my group. I have not heard anybody even say it before tonight, so I'll look into it a little bit before I buy it, obviously, but I mean, the price wasn't bad for a buff turkey, in my opinion. Like, I've seen some crazy prices for buff turkey. Who won? I don't know her name. Oh, the American, of course. American always beats Canada. If I would have known that, we could have just skipped this fight. I would have told you from the beginning. Guys, if you are new, drop a like on the stream, subscribe. Obviously, we're on the road to 4,000. Hopefully, going to hit it on the New Year's stream, but if not, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We've been a little lazy with the content lately, as far as we normally got some bougier stuff, right? Normally, you get some B-roll going. I mean, honestly, like excuses, but I've been working, not on the channel, on normal day job, but trying to get Christmas gifts and stuff, for the kid. He's got an expensive list. I made it, but so he didn't really ask for any of it, but it's expensive. Caterpillar says Rio's whatever. Bro, you know I'm not like Rio's good. It's just not like it's just super sweet and low proof. So it's just not like it doesn't blow my socks off. Havana, I've like slowly like started to not like. Like it's not bad. It's just not what I want. Right? If that makes sense. You know what's good? That I'll probably drink next. The sherry finished barrel proof from New Riff, the malted rye. That one's good. Bearded Dad says there are also people out there that think cilantro tastes like soap. That's true. Not me. I like cilantro. Bourbon Therapy says 100%. I got it because of the buff turkey. It was a steal. I enjoy it, but the finish definitely changes the direction of a typical buff turkey. I don't know. I might have to be the judge of that one. We'll see. We'll see. We'll do some research. Sexy B says, I'm slow. Don't laugh at me. I was like, what's CMOF? If it was Tux, he would tell you it's pronounced CMOS. So. Sherry. Oh, yeah. Bro, I was like, what the fuck does BEW stand for? I was like, Burift? I was thinking it was an abbreviation of something. Sherry, New Riff, great choice. Yeah, no, fantastic bottle. This one is kind of what kind of helped change my mind a little bit on the, because I'm not a big like wine finish guy. I like wine by itself, don't get me wrong. But like sherry or port finish just wasn't my jam. But this one kind of changed my tune a little bit with it. Because after this, obviously, I got the Midwinter's Night Dram. I got the, what is it called? The Distiller's Only release from Woodford's. Oh, wait, that's the Toasted. Yeah, the Blended Malt Sherry Finish 2024. I don't know where to show this at anymore. It's a 3751. But that one was good too, just not as good as this one. And then I just picked up or somebody gave me the Penelope one. Jerry says, all right, y'all, I'm going to dip. Let me know when you want to hang, bro. Cheers all. Jerry, good night, bud. Thanks for coming in. Drop a like before you leave. But other than that, I'll definitely hit you up. We'll have to share some samples soon. Sexy says, blame it on the tacos. What kind of tacos you get, Sexy B? And then I'll let you know if I can blame that. Caterpillar says it's pronounced seam off. All right, cool. Whatever you want to say. Yeah, this honey finish is good from Short Barrel. 111 proof, double toasted. Like, it's good, but like, man, can you really only drink like one and really feel okay? You know, like, it's just super, super sweet. Cognac Crusader says, hello, how's the bottle been tonight? The bottle's been great. We've kind of ran through a handful, you know, sampling a plethora of things. We started off with some of our what my holiday favorites are. Right when it gets nice and cold, I'll run you through the list real quick. We'll go Woodford's Double Oak, Peerless Double Oak for that double oaked vibe. Good for cocktails, and a lot of these were like set as if people were going to come over and try them too, not just straight up bourbon heads. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Heritage Barrel when you want to go toasted instead of double oak. Another 100 proof. Old Forester 1924, 10-year age, sweet, 100 proof still. And then for ryes was Sazerac rye, and I said you could pick either the 100 proof or the full proof depending on what proof level you like. 125 full proof was fantastic. 100's not bad. It's just a little sweeter. And then the Rocket Top rye bottled in bond. Again, I don't think there would be somebody that tries those bottles and says I don't like them unless they just really aren't that into bourbon anyway. So we went over that, and then we started diving into some fancier stuff, right? It's a little Russells, a little Still Austin, and now we're gonna dive into some New Riff Sherry, just because I want to. It's the easy answer. Bearded Dad says, "Yep, I'm out too. Been a fun one." Bearded Dad, appreciate you stopping by. Subscribe if you haven't already, and then I will see you next week. Caterpillar Gang says, wave, wave, wave. Hello, cognac. Oh, bro, I thought you were talking about a bottle. Anyways, let's get some water real quick. Do I like cognac? Not really. Not that I dislike it. Why was that so large? Oh, I'm on this. I can't even read it in time. Bro, no. I knew I wasn't going to get it in time. So, I don't know what made this so out there. Whoever just subscribed, welcome to the family. My bad. My bad. I should have had that smaller. It was bro something, though. Anyways, so yeah, he was asking if I like cognac. I like cognac, kind of like washed old fashions, right? I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but there's a restaurant called Ford's Garage. It's right off of a Ford dealership, right? Like the cars. That's what she said. And they do like a brandy and cognac finished, like old fashioned. That is just money. So, all right, let's. What the fuck? That was a weird little pop there. Anyway, the mash ball in this is going to be 100% malted rye, at least 4-year age. And this is obviously the the blended malted rye, or not blended, the malted rye whiskey finished in sherry barrels. Now, sherry casks are obviously wine, which I'm not typically a fan of, but this one's the one that kind of changed my mind. It says limited edition, which is cool, but they kind of sell it all the time now. It is barrel proof at 111.5, which, you know, when you look at it from afar, like I would have stayed far away from this bottle 2 years ago because I wasn't that big of a fan of the Hennessy on the list. For you, it's always on the list. Oh shit, I almost dropped it. The malted stuff I wasn't that big of a fan of a couple years ago. Definitely wasn't a fan of rye 2 years ago either. So I probably would have never tried this bottle. But New Rift was always the one that kind of stood out to me. The bottle looks good too, don't get me wrong. Like I like the red little label on here. It catches your eye when you walk in the room. But at the time they made this, they weren't really releasing a lot of 6-year age products either. So I looked at that and I was like, we got to give it a spin. And instantly was like, this is really good. This stands up with their single barrels for sure. Mr. Noise Guy, Hennessy. You know, back in the day, I used to make Hennessy and Hypnotic mixed drinks, called them Incredible Hulks. And I don't know if it was just like younger me had really bad anger issues, but I swear that thing turned me into the Hulk every time. I don't think I've really drank Hennessy since then. The Jake Paul fight, it looks like they're still warming up in the back. Not a fan of that. Like, they need to get a move on. It's almost 11 o'clock. People got school tomorrow. Kidding. Gotta turn the volume up. I gotta hear it. Well. Bro, the Panthers won tonight? Bro, what? I started the stream and we were down 3. They had to have scored 3 goals in the last like 8 minutes of the game. They came back, scored 3 goals, tied it up, and then went to a shootout and won. Holy shit. That's insane. Oh my god, I'm so disappointed I didn't watch that. That was probably electric. That would have walked in here just rocked up to watch a stream. That's incredible. That's incredible. I gotta go watch the highlights. I literally watched 75, like 80% of that game. Came in here going like, what the fuck? Literally right before I clicked live, I was cussing out the Panthers because I was like, I can't believe we just let them score 3 points on us. Which I was like, that's the dagger. We can go live now. We don't need to watch this anymore. That's nuts. I'm pumped. I'm like kind of like excited and also like not at the same time because I'm like, how did I miss that? This is going to be the longest intro to this fight, isn't it? It's just going to be forever. Only losers go to Sunday school. It would be Saturday school, but I get it, Tux. Caterpillar, whatever. Guys, we're only 69 subscribers away from 4,000. So if you haven't already, drop a little subscribe on the channel. Caterpillar says Panthers are good. My town has a team, but they kind of just do their thing under the radar. LOL. I get that. It's bro. All I could ask for is a 3-peat from the Florida Panthers, and I'll bathe myself in Russell's 15. You know what I mean? Like I'll fucking get weird with it. It is Friday. It's kind of when my live streams are. I didn't go to work. Oh fuck. It's all right. Who cares? All right. So I'm gonna let you guys choose, right? So what should we pour next, right? We got the rust. We just did the new rift. It's fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. But I think we have maybe 2 pours left before this fight probably ends. If I had to guess, well, who knows? Could be longer. But I think I'm good for 2 small little smidgens of a pour. So, what should we pour up? What are you guys sipping on? Caterpillar says, "Oh my goodness gracious, welp, fired." What did he say? He says, "It's okay, LOL. I'll go in and my boss will be like, 'Where were you?' And I'll just say some weird shit like, okay, she'll forget all about it. I got you. Cool. You're good then. You're good. Don't even worry about it." Probably took the rest of the year off with vacation, if I had to guess. It sounds like something you would do. You know what we should drink? This is what we'll drink because you guys are really bad at picking tonight. Let's drink the Chocolate Whisper Redux Distillery Series or Distillery Release only for Woodford Reserve. This one is their 2025 edition, 139.4 proof. This is also like another one that would be really good for like winter holiday vibes. I wouldn't say Christmas. It's a little too intense for Christmas, but like New Year's, especially New Year's, like who is he sparring with, bro? What is this? The Michelin Man? Stop it. Like New Year's Eve, like right before the ball drops, nice and chilly. You got snow falling. You got that dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean, playing in the background. I could be drinking this. Sounds like a good time. Oh shit! That's a little more than I was doing before, but that's all right. That cork was a little dry. All right, let's flip her back. This fight still hasn't started. Not even close. They haven't even walked out yet. Crazy. All right. So who's watching the fights, by the way? Like, do you all have like me pulled up on your phone or the TV, and you're watching the fight on something else? Like, who's watching it? That's what I want to know. Just curious, you know. That way, y'all can scream at the TV with me. I can hear the TV in the living room. I can't hear this. Yeah, what they talking about? I'm curious. I like, you look at Jake Paul and you look at Anthony. You go, who's going to win? It clearly looks like Anthony. The betting line, I think it is plus 650 for Jake Paul to win, which is like who doesn't take those odds anyway? Because like it's a good line. I'd take that. That's a good turnaround on your bet. You bet Anthony, like you're not going to make but pennies. That's a fantastic pour too. A lot of good pours tonight, though. I will say that a lot of good pours. So New Year's will be fun. Last year, I think I tried to try like almost every bottle I had, which we probably won't do that again. But we'll definitely run through the entire collection and all that. Maybe we pick up one or two before then. AJ in the chat says hello. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. AJ sent happy poop for 10 joules. I don't know what that even means, but I don't know what you sent. Happy poop? That's fun. I don't know what that means. That's funny though. Is that like an emoji or something? '67 style. 6'7". Oh, 6'7". Bro, I was like thinking 69. I'm like, what the fuck is a 67? I will say, now that the Miami Dolphins have lost, I don't have to hear the announcers scream 6'7" every single time they talk about their record. It is like watching your grandpa go like, "Oh, 6'7", and I'm like, dude, just chill, bro. Happy poop, 10 happy poops. What the fuck is that? That's great. That's great. I don't know what it is, but I'm here for it. That's a good time. Bro, I'm dying. I'm ready for this fight to start. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. We're on the main event now. I have a theory with fights. They try to make them last forever. I don't care what the situation is, they make the fight last your entire life. Like they almost don't end till midnight regardless. Right? Whatever's going on, they're like, we're making it till midnight. He's like, yeah, it's getting old. Once South Park did it, I figured like it was gonna die down, but it just kind of ramped up. The fight tonight? Yeah, it's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, it's free. You can go to Netflix and it's the fight hasn't technically started. They haven't even done their walkouts yet. So you probably got a good another 10, 15 minutes before they start walking out. Who knows? Yeah, they're still like, he's punching a boxing, like a sparring partner in the back. What are we doing? Like, your fight's up. Calm down. You don't need to get tired. I also like how the UFC is going to be on, Paramount now? So no more, like, pay-per-view cards, which is fun. That's a good time. They said they still will have, like, the White House card is going to be a pay-per-view, but the rest typically won't. Let me get those login details. Bro, they ain't even my login. We in the same boat. I don't pay for anything. I don't pay for Netflix, YouTube TV, Peacock. The only thing I pay for is Disney Plus. So if you want to watch like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, like I got the hookup. I can't give you that because like he gets jacked up. My kid's gonna lose his mind if he doesn't watch Mickey Mouse 17 times a day. You know what I will say? This year we watched some Christmas movies. My kid, he's like almost 2, and we have watched Mickey Mouse Christmas, every one they have, like twice a day. So like if you guys want to do a play, like I can write the script from memory. This is good, but like it didn't hit the spot like I thought it was. It's good, it's fantastic pour, but just not exactly hitting the mark. I kind of want like a little rye, but I'm running low on the rye. Like next time I go to the store, like I'm definitely looking for Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, the Sazerac 125 proof. I don't know, like something that stands out rye wise, you know. To be honest, like most of the ryes I drink, I want like the highest proof I can possibly find on ryes. I don't know, it just drinks better that way. Like 95 proof ryes, they're good, they're not bad, but like they just don't hit the spot, you know. And the Old Forester rye too. I have the single barrel rye. Here, let me pull it over. It's good. It's 130, but it's not like it's more like bourbon than rye. Bro, this thing is taking forever to start. We've been live for almost 2 hours. I was gonna cut it like 30 minutes ago, but I was waiting for this fight and it still hasn't started. Bizarre. So, tail of the bet. All right, they got the bets coming up. I gotta hear it. All right, Dave Portnoy says it's gonna go over 2.5 rounds. He says it's going to end TKO or knockout for Anthony Joshua. Over 2.5 rounds is Portnoy's little parlay he's dialing up there. He says anybody that's into boxing is here to watch Jake Paul get knocked out. That's what he said. To me, like I like the underdog story. Then, like if that's how we're going, like I'd want Jake Paul to win then, right? If everybody's going for Anthony, then I want to go for the underdog. The bet for Joshua to win with inside 2 rounds is only plus 150. That's crazy. Now, also part of me goes like Jake probably only took this fight because he already had everything lined up. And when the other guy kind of bounced out, he was like, I got to fill somebody. So it doesn't matter if I'm going to win or lose. I got to get a fight done, you know? Crazy. We're talking about fights. We're talking about bourbon. So just when it gets to the late night pour version of the stream, that's kind of what we do. We just kind of hang out, sip on some whiskey, watch some stuff. Tonight's the fights. I can't believe the Panthers won. That's crazy. I can't believe I missed it. Let me check the Alabama game. Anybody know the winner of that? Oh, it's still going on. There's still 7 minutes in that game. Alabama has the lead. They got a 10-point lead over Oklahoma. BYU. Oh, that's basketball. Miami Heat lost to the Celtics tonight. Whatevs. Then you have tomorrow's games. Tomorrow we got some NFL action too. Caterpillar game says Oklahoma. Right? I thought Oklahoma was going to win. Like, I'd rather Bama win. I think that's fun. I think that's fun to watch them play some, but at the same time, I'm like, I just expect Oklahoma to win. So they had a better defense. It's not over, but 10 points is kind of over. It's kind of there already. Anyways, so Caterpillar, what are you sipping on tonight? I know you're sitting there sipping on like what, Fireball, green apple, Penelope apple cinnamon old fashioned. Total Wine by me was selling bourbon 6 packs. What does that mean? Bourbon, bourbon, bourbon. I don't know what the fuck that is. If you're trying to say bourbon 6 packs, 6 packs of what? Rick Ross in the crowd tonight for the fight. Caterpillar says Eagle Rare 12, E.H. Taylor Single Barrel, Stag Jr., New Still Austin Tanger, Jack Daniels Tanger Hill, and some other random one that wasn't as good. I wasn't able to get my hands on one. That if I saw that as like a pack in the store, I would treat that like 2010 Black Friday. I'm elbowing everybody, taking out everybody on the way. I'm grabbing that pack and I'm getting the checkout for sure. It's a hell of a deal, only like $50 over total MSRP, which hell, I'll pay that just to get my hands on all of them at once, but didn't get in there in time. That's your fault. That's just sheer disrespect on your part. Just so you know. All of those, I would have done that for just the Still Austin or the Tanyard Hill. You know what I mean? Why should she do that with her voice? Gotta make sure my volume ain't good. You can't hear it, right? You can't hear the fight. I think the last one was some shitty Total Wine store pick. They were trying to move. I would have. I don't care. I'll buy 6 of them just to be able to buy all 6 of those bottles. That would suck though. You know what I mean? But like, I would. Because I could have done without the E.H. Taylor single barrel or the Stag Junior. Just give me the 12, the Still Austin, and the Tanyard Hill. What is happening here? I'm actually not drinking Fireball right now. Surprisingly, I got something good. Okay. You got something good. Let's hear it. What are you sipping on, Tux? Is it a pour or a cocktail? Let's hear the good stuff. I got a Found North Hell Driver. I don't even know what that is. I know what Found North is. I don't know what Hell Driver is. But Found North is a little pricey, so you moving on up. Here we go. Old national anthem time. Let's get to this. Bro, I'm dying here. This is taking so long. It's got a goose on the label. So cute. I'm dead. All right, boys. I don't know when this fight's going to actually start. So, Codfish says, your live stream just inspired me to make a Sazerac cocktail. It's been a great stream. Thank you. A little Sazerac cocktail actually sounds pretty good. Don't they have these on the bottle here too? Yeah. On the back of the Sazerac, they have, 1.5 ounces of Sazerac rye whiskey, 1 sugar cube, 3 dashes of Petchard. I can't read that. Bitters, herb saint, lemon peel. I don't have any of that, so I can't make that. But it would have been good too. I know it. Goose and mooses. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, my butt's hurting. I'm tired of waiting. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Again, no live stream next week. We're just going to go live on New Year's. If I go live, it's going to be like a spur of the moment type of thing. Nothing professional or anything. But so if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you on the other side.
Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tux, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Notes hit strong, low-key, smooth ride.